A western diamondback rattlesnake strikes in under 50 milliseconds, faster than any bird can consciously react, faster than a blink. Today, against a roadrunner defending a nest, that speed was not enough. Crotalus atrox, the western diamondback rattlesnake, is one of the most precisely engineered ambush predators on the continent. Its strike is initiated in as little as 50 milliseconds, faster than any bird can consciously process. A single bite delivers up to 250 milligrams of hemotoxic venom, enough to destroy soft tissue, collapse blood coagulation, and end a small animal within hours. Its weapon requires only one successful contact. Under the conditions it controls, it is close to absolute. The greater roadrunner, Geococcyx californianus, carries none of that. No venom, no armor, no talons built for killing. What it carries instead is legs capable of 32 kilometers per hour, reflexes sharpened not by genetics alone, but by years of lived experience in the Sonoran Desert, and today, something else entirely. Something the rattlesnake has no way to measure. In the dry brush behind the roadrunner, out of sight, sits a nest. What this fight is actually about has no idea it is happening. The roadrunner does not charge. It moves forward and back, feints, withdraws, draws the head, repositions. Every step is a question the snake must answer with muscle. A rattlesnake can hold a coiled position for hours without burning meaningful energy. But this is not an ambush. This is a sustained engagement. And in a sustained engagement, the animal that stays still is the one paying the higher cost. The snake understands this on some level, and it still has its weapon. It strikes. The roadrunner reads it early and is already moving. The fangs close on nothing. The snake resets. The roadrunner repositions immediately, angles shift, distance reset, and the sequence begins again. A rattlesnake was not designed for prolonged combat. Each strike contracts fast-twitch muscle that cannot fully recover under desert heat. The venom supply is finite. The energy reserve is being drawn down with each failed attempt. It chose engagement at the beginning. Now it is running the billet open. Those who miscalculate rarely understand what they have done until correction is no longer possible. The roadrunner reads the change in rhythm before it is obvious. The strikes are coming slightly slower. The resets are taking fractionally longer. These are not large differences. They are enough. Its movements grow bolder. It presses closer between strikes, reducing the time the snake has to reset. Strike, reposition, strike again. Each exchange costs the roadrunner almost nothing and costs the rattlesnake something it cannot replace. The snake wants to retreat. The roadrunner will not allow the distance that retreat requires. It keeps the pressure constant, specific, relentless. The jaw widens with each failed strike. Not aggression, exhaustion. The bow is losing the tension that made it dangerous. The bow can no longer draw. Fauna covers stories like this. Subscribe now if you haven't yet. The roadrunner moves in, deliberate, measured, feet placed with the precision of an animal that has been calculating this exact moment since before the first feint. The head is pinned. The beak strikes once and again, not in frenzy, but in the calm efficiency of a task being completed. This is not recklessness. This is the final step of a calculation that began before the fight, possibly before the snake ever came near the nest. The snake's remaining muscle tension, the same force that launched strikes in milliseconds, now works against it, contracting without direction, spending the last of what it has against a grip it cannot break. There is no answer to the position it is in. The roadrunner does not leave immediately. It waits, assesses. In the Sonoran Desert, no threat is left partially addressed, not even a small one. When it is satisfied, it steps back. Behind it, in the brush, the nest is still there. What all of this was fought to protect still does not know what happened today. Here is the question worth sitting with. Crotalus atrox held every measurable physical advantage, superior strike speed, a weapon requiring only one successful contact, a body refined by 36 million years of predatory evolution. By any reasonable assessment, this fight should not have ended the way it did. So why did the weaker one win? The obvious answers are technique, patience, and strategy. Those answers are correct. They are not sufficient. The rattlesnake fought for hunger, for opportunity, for something that another meal on another day could replace. It had everything to gain and something to lose, and those are roughly even weights on the same scale. The Roadrunner fought as though there was no tomorrow. Every feint, every repositioning, every carefully timed strike was organized around a single outcome it could not afford to lose. Not would prefer not to lose, could not. That asymmetry decided everything before the first strike was thrown. This is not a story about a remarkable bird, though the bird is remarkable. It is a story about what happens when purpose grows larger than the instinct for self-preservation. When the thing being protected matters more than the cost of protecting it. The most dangerous force in nature is not the longest fang or the fastest strike or the largest body. It is the one standing between something irreplaceable and everything that threatens it, with no remaining option but to win. The most dangerous mistake any predator can make is not a tactical error. It is not knowing what it is actually standing against. Leave a comment telling us which animal you want Fauna to cover next. We read every single one. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and we will see you in the next story.